OFPG Voices is brought to you by the following sponsors. Gauntlet Entertainment, publisher of the upcoming game Keystone North America, available on pre-order. Gauntlet Entertainment believes that games are for everyone and that their greatest purpose is to bring people together. Board&Dice. Board&Dice designs and publishes family and strategy board games. Two of their most recent releases, Origins First Builders and Mandala Stones. They recently announced their Ally program, primarily aimed at welcoming and supporting people of color and the LGBTQ+ community in the hobby. Renegade Game Studios, publisher of The Fox and the Forest, Arboretum, and The Search for Planet X. To view their entire catalog, visit renegadegamestudios.com. Hi everybody, I'm Starla.
I'm Mick.
And we are Our Family Plays Games.
Voices, yeah! Yeah!
Yes. So, welcome back to another episode.
Number 14.
14.
We are climbing.
Yes, we are.
Climbing. Yes, yes.
And every episode is just awesome.
Getting better and better every time. Every time.
We've got some of the best contributors in the industry.
Yes. Yes.
And this week, I promised you on our last Our Family Plays Games episode that we had a surprise for you.
Surprise!
And we're getting ready to give you that surprise.
Yes, yes, yes.
So in this week, we're going to have Designer's Corner with Fertessa Allyse.
Doing her thing.
Yes, she's going to talk about the importance of playing games and how it relates to design and broadening your gaming taste and abilities.
That is really cool.
It
that
is
is really
a good
cool.
segment.
Yes, yes, yes.
And now for our surprise.
Oh, what is it? What is it? What is it?
We're bringing in a new contributor.
Yes.
Her name is Alexis from Alone But Not Lonely, and she's going to do some solo gaming.
Solo.
Yes.
Yes.
So, Alexis was so happy to join us this week, and we're going to tell you why she's joining us this week. We'll tell you that in a few minutes.
And then she's doing it from a hotel room in Vegas.
In Vegas.
Yeah.
She wanted to make sure she got a segment in, and she did it while she was in Vegas.
Love her for it.
You guys stick around and check her out. And after that, we're going to have How to Play with, our boy Aaron from GameEnthus.
Yes.
And he's going to focus on art.
Yes.
Art.
Yes.
And last but not least, we've got Panda Talks with Amanda Panda.
The one and the only.
And she's going to be talking with the Phantom Meeple.
Yes.
They're going to discuss their top 3 roll and write games.
What's up, Phantom Meeple? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so as we said earlier, we've got a new person joining us, Alexis from Alone But Not Lonely on Instagram. And she's joining us because this week, We're Playing Games is not here.
No.
They didn't make it this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a lot of stuff going on, and we're going to miss them.
Love them,
but
though.
we're just
Love
so
them.
excited that Alexis was able to fill in
Yes,
for
yes,
them.
yes.
And we hope to see them back here next month.
Yes, yes, yes.
Now, we also want to tell you that We're Playing Games had a successful,
It was a Pride stream. Yeah, it was a Pride stream.
And their fundraiser was a Pride charity stream last weekend.
Yes.
And they raised $2,250. And all of the proceeds are going to LGBTQ+ nonprofit organizations.
Great thing. Great thing. Love them. Love them. What they doing. Love them.
We're Playing Games. We hope to have them back here next month.
Yes,
all right?
yes.
So that's it. Stay tuned. Buckle up. We've got some fun for you. Be sure to stay tuned and check out Alexis with her solo gaming segment. And that's what we have this week.
But first, we're going to hear from Starla with a very important Good Humans. Here we go.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another segment of Good Humans. This week, I want to touch on a subject that has really been bothering me because I see so much of this in social media and on the news and how it is so harmful to others. And I want to talk about mind your business. Now, my son corrected me when I titled this thing. He said, "Mom, it's minding your business." And I said, I know what it is, but sometimes we put a little slang twist on it and we just want to say, mind your business. Now, as good humans, We have to be people who care about and respect other people. And when you are trying to mind someone else's business, when you're not invited into that business, then you're overstepping your boundaries. Now, if you're walking down the street in your neighborhood and you see someone else who's walking down the street, either passes you by or is on the other side of the street, and that person is unfamiliar to you or looks a little different than you, and then you stop and decide to mind their business. And what I mean by that, you go over to that person and question them. You interrogate them. Why are you in this neighborhood? Who do you know? Where do you live? I mean, so really, is that really your business to ask this person that you don't know, where they live and why they're here? And the answer is no. So at this point, you're overstepping your bounds. People are free to go and do what they want. Now, mind you, if this person is doing something that you know is overtly illegal or wrong, yeah, you may want to say something or call the police on them. But if they're just walking like you're just walking, then mind your business and let them be free to do what they want to do. Because I know if someone stopped you walking down the street in your neighborhood and said, hey, where do you live? And why are you here? And I don't know you. I've never seen you. You would be offended by that. So when you do that to someone else, they're just as offended as you would be if someone did that to you. So we just want people to be good humans to others. Let people be free to be free in this country. It's not our job to police others or interrogate others. It's our job to just live our lives and let other people do the same. So as a good human, I just want you to mind your business. And there's an old saying that you can't judge a book by its cover. And as a good human, we need to remember that. So if someone looks unfamiliar to you or doesn't look like they belong in your area, you don't know that. You don't know if that person belongs or not, and it's not your job to know. That person doesn't owe you an explanation for being. So I'm going to wrap this up with, let's just remember to respect other people's boundaries, mind your business, and last but not least, just leave people alone who are not bothering you. And as we always say here at OFPG Voices, our goal is to make this world a better place, one board gamer at a time.
Hello, my name is Fertessa Allyse, and today I want to go over why it's important to play games, and not just any games, a variety of games. Some of the best advice I ever got was to play more board games. When I first came into game design, there were so few modern board games that I had played, and so the advice I got was just to play more and more games. And when you're playing board games, you are taking in everything. You're taking in the game mechanics they use, the themes, the ideas. But I think the most important thing that I take away from a board game when I play it is how another designer tackled a problem. Because even if our games are nothing alike, if your game is about dragonflies sipping tea, I don't know, very specific, and it's set collection, and my game is worker placement, there is still a way that it can overlap. You may be tackling design elegance, UI, art. You may be tackling, some aspect of set collection that I decide that I want in my worker placement. It doesn't matter if they are big versus small or just totally different mechanics. You can learn from how another player has tackled their game design. Now, for me, whenever I play a game, it doesn't matter if it's a game that I am pretty sure that I won't like, because even if I'm sure I won't like it, that is a valuable experience. So I encourage you to always sit down to a game that you haven't played before, even if you know you won't like it. I have learned some of the best lessons, and I've learned to understand myself as a designer because I sat down to those games and I analyzed why I didn't like those games. And to further that point, I want to share with you 3 questions that I ask regardless of whether I enjoy the game or not. Number 1, what is the thing I liked or disliked the most in this game? there are going to be a sum of things that I like or dislike in a game, but there should be one thing that stands out to you. Maybe if you liked it, you gravitated towards it. It was something that you did over and over again. Even if you disliked it, maybe there was just one thing in that game that you did like and you chose to lean into that. Whatever it was, jot it down. Think about it. Like, why was that so intriguing to you versus everything else that was going on in the game? Number 2, what part of the game was easy to learn or hard to learn? Whenever I find a game that I really enjoy, usually a part of it is that it was right in the sweet spot of learning it like in 15 minutes or less, and me being confident that I could teach it to somebody else if I bought it. And when I run across a game that I don't like, a huge part of it is that the explanation was so long and cumbersome that at some point it just went in one ear and out the other. So really focus on what were the pain points when you were learning the game, because that can easily translate to your own. Like when somebody's learning your game, you want to make sure that you lower the barrier as far as possible when it comes to learning it. Whether you need reference cards, whether you need to figure out like what are the highlights to get somebody's attention if they're not able to like sit through the hour-long teaches. Just figure out how to address that pain point as best as possible. You may have a 4 and 5 hour game, and that's okay if that's what you're going for, but you can always make the teach as easy as possible. Number 3, why did I like this? Or why didn't I like this? And this is the question that I like to focus on the most. Because it's not as simple as saying, I liked it because, you know, it had the mechanic I like. It had a cute theme. It should go much deeper than that. Why would I buy this? Why would I recommend this to somebody or pick this over another game on the shelf? This is a very crucial question because there is a very small percentage of games that will be on the I like it so I'm gonna buy it list. There are thousands of games, thousands just released in a year, but you found a game that you actually like enough to buy. And in this case of the game, if it's not liking it enough to buy it, why is that? Why do you like it but not enough to like push it into that realm of I will buy it? And then maybe you just had a total opposite experience and you hated that game. That's okay. You can learn a lot from that. Why did you hate that game? Is it simply because it had the mechanic you didn't like? Dive into that. I played some game, it was some zombie game or whatever, it was cooperative, which was like 2 things, zombies and cooperative. I was like, I'm not gonna like this game. So, but it's important to analyze why, because there are gonna be some games that slip under the radar and they'll have zombies and they'll be cooperative and there's still something about it that I like. So it's important to really analyze why you didn't like it, that iteration of the theme or that mechanic, and get into the nitty-gritty. Okay, maybe it was because you didn't have a voice when you played, or maybe it was because the game took too long. There are a lot of things that could affect why something didn't work for you. So I encourage you, regardless of your experience, to do a deep dive as to why you enjoyed or didn't enjoy a game. Write it down. I can literally take hours on this part of the game. Driving from home from, whatever game meetup, just thinking to myself, why did I like this game, or why didn't I like this game? And figuring that out unlocked something about myself as a designer, what I liked, what I would like to design. It also made me think about how I would solve that problem. If it was a design reason that I didn't like the game, like, okay, well, how would I change the game in order to make it something that I did like? So take advantage of every opportunity. Every game is a chance to learn. And if somebody offers you a seat at the table for a game you haven't played before, I highly recommend that you sit down. All right, have a good day, and I hope this was helpful. See you next time.
Hi guys, your friendly solo gaming pal Lexy here. Today I'm talking about the benefits of solo gaming and how it's positively impacted my life and how it may positively even impact your life. So some of you may know I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease called lupus back in 2017. And around that time I was introduced to hobby board gaming. And through hobby board gaming is where I found my heart and soul, which is solo gaming. Solo gaming has changed and impacted my life in so many positive ways and has given me something to do while living with a chronic illness, and I'll forever be thankful for that. How it may benefit you is, even if you're not a solo gamer already, I'd recommend giving it a try even just one time, because for me it definitely makes me a better teacher. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm not 100% a solo gamer. I also do about 10 to 15% of my solo gaming is done with friends and family or game nights or meetups, and it certainly makes me a better teacher having read the rules beforehand, getting familiar with the game, and then also while you're playing solo, situations may arise that may not have popped up in the rules where you have to reference the rules to see how to address that situation. And so I just enjoy getting familiar with the game beforehand. That way when I do go to teach it, when those weird situations come up, I have an answer right off the bat. I love that. I love having that answer. It just makes you look like you know what you're doing. Another huge reason that I enjoy solo gaming is if you love board games, which you probably do if you're here, you get to know the designer, I feel like, a little bit better on a little bit more of a personal, intimate level. What I mean by that is when you play a game back to back over and over again, or as many times as you'd like, you start to slowly see the inner workings of the design, the theme that they were maybe going for, mixed with the illustration, how it all kind of comes together, and you just kind of see how all the mechanics work together, and it's just a really awesome feeling to kind of get inside the brain of the designer and illustrator. I don't know, for me it just unlocked a whole new layer of the hobby that I wasn't really like in tune with before, and I really, really enjoy that. Solo gaming is also a huge way that I personally recharge. I am a closet introvert. I know it probably sounds surprising, but I do need that like downtime, that alone time, and it just gives me something to do to challenge myself cognitively. A big symptom of having lupus is cognitive decline. And I just feel like it helps me keep my brain sharp, keeps you on top of things. You have to remember things, you have to do your upkeep, things like that. And so it's just a fun way to sharpen your mind, even when you're alone. And that's another point. Solo gaming, you can play whenever, however you feel like. And I love that. You're not waiting on anybody, and on the flip side, nobody's waiting on you. So if you suffer from analysis paralysis, or just really like to think your turns out and just really make a session a full-on session, solo gaming will probably be for you, because you get to take as much time as you want or as much time as you feel, and just really just kind of unwind. For me, that's my me time, my self-care time. So I don't even classify solo gaming as a hobby anymore. I call it self-care. That's really truly what it is. So if you haven't tried solo gaming, I would really, really recommend it. I think you'd really, really like it. And even if you don't, you could say you've had that experience and you've tried it and you've seen a whole new layer of the game that you may not have experienced before. It's my personal mission to get the word out there and increase visibility and add to the visibility that's already there for us solo players, just so more people become aware of the benefits and why you would maybe want to take the social part of board gaming out. And so that's my mission. That's what I'm here for, and I just enjoy talking about games. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great day. Bye!
Hey, it's Aaron from GameEnthus.com, and I have the privilege once again of teaching you how to play a game. So the game I decided to teach is focused on art. You know, art, that thing that everybody knows what it is but somehow can't define it. So the game I thought that showcased art, whatever that is, fairly well was a game called Canvas. Canvas was designed by Jeffrey Chin and Andrew Nerger and is published by RTI Games. In Canvas, players are going to be using transparent cards with various colors and attributes, iconography, to complete masterpieces and score points. Scoring points based on the colors they have, the placement of those icons, the number of those icons, matching icons, and so on and so forth. Canvas, art, ambiguity. Let me show you how it plays. This is the box, just Canvas, and actually has a little space so you can hang it on a wall. Imagine if this was the wall. I'm going to go like this. So these are the components in Canvas. So you have a nice cloth mat here, and we have 5 different art cards, and they are transparent with different icons and things on them. It's kind of hard to read the text. It's a little bit small. The text says masked. This says purpose, nature, ominous, and graceful. And if you're wondering, yes, these do have the plastic like film on it. I have yet to remove them. But when I do, it's going to be so glorious. Yeah, I'm weird. All right. The important thing is these are transparent, and you'll be putting them into your background card. So in the game, every player is going to make up to 3 different pieces of art using art cards and 3 of their backgrounds. They're all the same. It's just you're putting the transparent cards into them. What's really important are the icons and the colors, because the icons and the colors are going to allow you to earn points, earning ribbons to score your finished art. Now, finished art can have, has to have actually 3 different cards in it. No more, no less, according to the rules. So in terms of icons, like this one says masked. It has yellow, it has green, it has 2 triangles, and it has this thing here. I'm not sure what that is, but you can see it though, right? You see the various cards have, this one has like an eclipse sort of thing on blue and purple. That icon again. You have this multicolor icon, triangle, and you can see this. Basically, there's colors: red, yellow, green, blue, purple. There's colors, and then there's different iconography or shapes on them. The iconography and shapes are pretty much going to be this multicolored circle, the triangle, this whatever that is, and this eclipse looking thing. And some of the cards are going to have a little gray or silver ribbon on it, which will give you points. Like this one says, you're one of these silver ribbons for every little eclipse icon that you have on your piece of art. So let's say, so if I combine these 3, and the words are gonna, you can't really see it, but the words are either on the left or the right, typically close to where the actual colors and icons appear. This one just happens to say graceful nature. So what this one says is you will get 1 silver medal per little eclipse icon. So there's 3 on here. So you get 3, which is nice because every 2 silver, every silver is worth 2 points. That's pretty cool. You're going to want that. And that's just scoring on the card itself. What's really important are earning the ribbons up here. There's a lot. So I just put out, every game you just put out 4. There's really a lot of them. And what's really kind of dope is they actually explain in detail how each one is scored on the back. I appreciate that. I wish more games did things like that. Anyway, you have composition, symmetry, style, and variety. So composition is if you have every color represented, you would get a red ribbon. So to earn a green ribbon for symmetry, you'd have to have 2 matching symbols between the 4 of them in the colors listed. Style, you just have to have 3 of these icons within your composition. And variety, you just have to have at least 1 of each symbol. Some cards will specify just how much you have to have. So consistency and emphasis have the word exactly. So you have to adhere to whatever the scoring condition is in order to get those points. And this box here is full of more transparent art cards. They don't want anybody pre-planning, so you just slide them out and then populate them. I almost forgot about these. You're not really supposed to keep more out. You're supposed to just have 4 per player. So let me just actually go ahead and do that. Anyway, inspiration tokens are, if you're familiar with a game like Century Spice Road, in terms of how you can gather the cards, the one on the far left is free. And then let's say I wanted graceful, this one here, I would have to place inspiration tokens leading up to the card that I want. And then other players who take cards whether they're all the way on the left or putting more inspiration tokens on them to get them, what have you, can earn those inspirations as well. It's a 3-player game. There's a hand size limit of 5, and everybody has 4 inspiration tokens, 3 background cards, and we're ready to get started. Except for one thing, we have to meet who our players are for this time. This is Canvas. Let's figure out who's going to be painting these beautiful pieces of art. What a relative term. Now we're ready to get started. So player 1 is a single die from a game called Board&Dice. I'm going to keep the burnt side up because that's what I'm going to do. Player 2 is going to be this copy of Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops for the PSP. Who knew that this gameplay would somewhat be the basis for Metal Gear Solid 5? I didn't realize that at the time. And player 3 is going to be my Game Boy Micro. Let's see if it turns on, or if I can remember how to turn it on. It's been a while. There we go. Wow. That's crazy. I have not charged this thing probably in years. Your turn consists of doing one of 2 different things. You can either acquire a card, or you can score a completed card. There's a hand size limit of 5, so once you have 5 cards in your hand, you have to score on that turn. This popcorn die from Board&Dice from Van Horn Games, I think it's Van Horn, is going to be going first. And let's say they really want to score composition and variety. Now they're comfortable scoring other things. Let's say the goals are to score this one and this one. So now it's going to cost them all their inspiration to get this, but they'll get it before anybody else does. And apparently they really, really, really want it. So they're going to take this. So that card is now theirs. I'll just put it down like that. And then we would just slide out a new card. Oh, don't want to show too much. And Moment has come out. Moment. All right, player 2. So now player 2 can just take this card right here and then gain inspiration. You know, that kind of goes along with the idea of Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops, Metal Gear Solid 5. You're acquiring things, bringing them back to your base, and building it out. This game makes a lot more sense than Metal Gear Solid 5. Anyway, let's say they want to start getting a handle on style and maybe composition. So they're going to go for purpose. I'm going to take one of their tokens and put it here because they're acquiring this card. So they're going to get the inspiration right back and acquire the card. Everything slides down. And a new card would come out. The Game Boy Micro is now going to go and take their turn. And let's say they really want to be able to score something with a lot of these icons on it. So I guess, is it better for them to get this to score the icons first, or get a card that has 2 icons on it first? Well, if you don't have this card at all, you can't score it. So let's say they're going to spend 2 of these, making somebody very happy when they get that card, and they're going to go ahead and get that. Okay, and then we come back over to player 1. Everybody has at least 3 cards, so technically any player on their next turn could go ahead and create a work of art, one of their 3 works of art. So player 1 went ahead and took the 3 cards that they had and finished off one of their pieces. It says Masked Moment. That's nice. So what they're going to be able to score is they have all 5 colors. So they're going to get a red ribbon. And what people often do is they put the ribbons on top of the cards that they're scoring. I do get a green because I have triangle matching in yellow and blue. So I get a green. I also have, for style, I have 3 of these shapes. You probably can't see I'm covering it up. So 1, 2, 3. Need 3 of those for style. I got that. And unfortunately, I don't have this. I'm missing 1. I don't have the Eclipse thing. I would have gotten all 4. Anyway, like I said, the game would end once everybody has made all 3 of their pieces of art. You could then take all the ribbons you have, regardless of what piece of art they were on and score them according to the numbers on the scoring cards. Just for an example, the card that I did finish would score 6 points. 1 for red, 1 for green, and 4 for blue. Whoever has the most points wins the game. When I'm rambling, that is how Canvas, let me center this a little bit more. Close enough. That's how Canvas plays. So that was Canvas. I introduced this game to my family maybe a week or two ago. They really liked it. And it was late at night, and teaching games to people when it's late, regardless of its complexity, can be challenging. That's Canvas. Very fun game. Very beautiful, as you've clearly seen. And apparently there's more of it to play. So I look forward to doing that. Thank you for watching. Take care, stay safe, and be blessed.
Hi everyone!
Hello!
Welcome to Panda Talks, where Panda talks about games. And here, for my special guest, it is Joe, aka Phantom Meeple.
Hello everybody!
A lovely friend and Twitch streamer. He does video games, and I got him into board games. And
That you did.
we co-host a little show on my channel called the Panda and Phantom Show.
I love it.
Yeah, and on this episode, we are going to talk about our top 3 roll and writes as of today. It changes. There's already a roll and write that's on Kickstarter right now that I think is going to be pushing up there.
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
Right.
I think so as well. Which one is that?
Sunshine City.
Yeah, Sunshine City.
Yes.
That's definitely up there.
Yes.
Another one that I'm looking forward to by oh, I forget the name of the company, but they did Canvas. It's called Globetrotting. Have you checked that out? With the globe as your player board.
Yes.
Oh my god, that looks so much fun.
It's a physical globe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I instantly back that
Oh
one.
my
Like the
gosh.
presentation looks great, and all the destination cards are board games. So it's like Carcassonne and Jiper and. So fantastic.
I have to look that up and see if I backed it because I should have backed it. Yeah, but yeah, we're going to be talking about our top 3 as of today. Why don't you start with yours?
Okay, I'll start with mine. So first on my list is Hadrian's Wall from Renegade Games. I learned this one probably about a month ago, and when I bought it, it looked like a really daunting, like, out of this world roll and write. There's 2 player sheets, there's so much stuff on it, but once you take the time and go through each player sheet, you're really just doing things like 1 row at a time. It's not that confusing if you take the time to learn this game. It's really great. Even has a great solo mode.
Yeah.
So highly recommend this one. Hadrian's Wall is fantastic.
And it adds, like, there's actually bits to it, so that when you're trading in and comboing, you actually have physical things to, like,
really great combo system.
Yeah,
really fun.
My number 3 is Cat Sudoku from Tatewu and Sunshine Tornado. Now this takes a spin on your regular Sudoku in that there's like spaces and it's a much bigger board and it's unique shapes, and then it can go harder. Plus, you cannot go diagonally with your numbers, and it's really fun. Not so quick, but it really is. If you love Sudoku, this is the next step up that will scratch that itch for you. So I would definitely give it a try. Plus, it's cute cat.
It's absolutely adorable.
Yeah.
All right, so for my number 2 is Super Mega Lucky Box. Say that 3 times fast. From Game Right Games. It's a really simplistic flip and write game, but there's so much depth to it. You basically get 3 cards, and it has 9 numbers on them. And as you're flipping cards, you're crossing off those numbers. And as you complete rows and columns, you might get more numbers. You might get extra actions. You might get lightning bolts that let you go like up or down a number. Super great game in such a tiny box. Highly recommend you give this one a try if you want like a really light roll and write experience. Like, you can easily knock out this game in like 30 minutes. It's super fun. Definitely give it a look.
Yes, definitely. One of my favorites, of course. We have my number 2 is Walk and Roll. This is from a company based out of Singapore. Really fun. It takes like one of those classic Chinese menus, and that is your board, and you're rolling dice, but there's 2 dice that the roller or the active player gets to use, but everyone else only uses the other 4 dice. And you actually roll them into a plastic walk.
Really?
Yeah, it is
Oh, that
really,
sounds
really
adorable.
cute. And there's 2 sides, so there's a basic side and then an advanced side. And what it is you're gathering ingredients from either the dice or from your pantry in order to make these dishes. And then when you actually make the dishes, then you get more points, or you can get open up special abilities. The actual like rule book has like the menu of what the dishes are and
Oh,
stuff.
that's
It is
awesome.
adorable.
I've heard about Walk and Roll. I really want to play it.
It is
It's one I
really
have not
good.
played.
My dad used to open and close a lot of Chinese restaurants up and down Alabama. This just brings me back to those days, you know, like
That's
seeing those menus. So
fantastic.
this is definitely one that I really love, you know.
Nice.
And you're
All right,
number
so
one.
my number 1, which has shot up to number 1 very quickly, even though it came out just recently, is Next Station London from Blue Orange Games. I gotta say, Matthew Dunstan knocked this one out of the park.
Definitely.
Like, this is probably the epitome of a flip and write experience. It's really, really cute. So you're basically tasked with like redesigning the London Underground, and you start the game with a colored pencil. I think it's what, red, blue, purple, and green.
Yes.
You start with a pencil. You're flipping cards, connecting stations to stations, and each colored pencil has a particular pencil power. So you could like create a junction with one flip, or you could reuse a second card. And then once the round is over, you basically rotate pencils with other players, and then you're using another color. The only exception is you can't cross your lines. So there's a lot of thinking to do. Again, this is another one with a lot of game in a really small box. Super fantastic. Check it out. Next Station London.
Yes. And then my favorite roll and write right now is a combo-tastic 3 Sisters from Motor City Gameworks. This one, oh my gosh, the combos in here, they even have a little journaling area on the sheets because you need to mark off when you get extra actions and stuff. And it's based off of an actual gardening like technique where they do they plant corn that is a trellis for the beans to grow on, and the pumpkins provide ground cover so that the weeds can't grow in the area. So it's like it's the 3 sisters that, you know, people would grow together because they are so symbiotic together. Now this one also has 2 sheets on it, but it is not quite as heavy as Hadrian's Wall. The combos are a little bit more easy, but it does really have a cool rondelle mechanism where you're rolling dice and putting it in like number order. And then you have to like draft the dice, and you get 2 actions. You get the action of the die, which is planting or watering that number field, or you get the action of where the die is at. And it's a really cool combo. You know, towards the end of the game, you're like doing this to do that, to collect that, to keep this and finish
Just
this.
try to maximize all your combos so you get as much as possible. I recently learned 3 Sisters myself. It's a good one.
It is awesome. So that is our top 3 current roll and writes. Please do check them out. They're absolutely wonderful. I have to say that, you know, like if you're new to roll and write games, definitely try Super Mega Lucky Box. You know, if you love Sudoku, try Cat Sudoku, and then work your way up. A lot of these games can be found on like BGA or Tabletopia for you to try before you buy, but these are absolutely wonderful. For those of you who don't know, I will introduce again. This is Joe Phantom Meeple. He is a Twitch streamer under the handle Phantom Meeple. Him and his partner Abby, aka the Baker Meeple, does like board games and video games. His partner does a lot of board games and baking at the same time, while he does a lot of video games and board game playthroughs and stuff. And of course, on Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific, you can find him on my channel for the Panda and Phantom Show. Thank you so much, everyone. If you have your own favorite roll and write, put it in the description below. And until next time, have a great day.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Another great episode.
Yes,
in
yes,
the
yes.
can.
Yes.
Starting with Fertessa.
Yes.
You know, Fertessa always brings some interesting insight.
Yes, she does.
To designing
Yes, she does.
and being a gamer.
Yes.
And that's why we love her.
And I think what she was saying now about broadening your gaming taste and abilities, I like that because that's for everybody.
Everybody.
And especially for, for content creators like us, so we can see what's out there and not just, throw stuff off Starla about some things that you don't want to play.
Are you trying to say something to me?
Terraforming Mars. But anyway, we gonna move on.
Well, I have a response for
Okay,
that.
what is your response? What is your response?
Arc Nova. And we're done.
No. You got Starla. Broadening your horizons.
I'm gonna drop the mic.
No.
I'll drop the
Broadening
mic.
your horizons and check out Terraforming Mars
Well,
and stuff like that.
there are a lot of games that
Yeah,
I do not want to play.
That's true.
But I'm not gonna say that I will never play.
Yeah.
Now, a couple of years ago when we started this hobby, I would have said never.
Yes.
But now that we've been here a few years doing this stuff, and I shouldn't say the hobby, but starting our own content channel, so much stuff comes our way. I'm gonna have to try a lot more stuff.
Yeah, because you've played some co-op games. Because you said you would never play a co-op game, but lately you have played a few co-op games, and we'll play a few more.
Please stop reminding me.
Yes, but you're gonna play some more. Definitely.
I think it's great, and it is important to just play games.
Yes.
Learn from those games,
and that's what I do. I play everything,
and they do help you. You know, they just broaden your taste.
They
So
do.
I appreciate Fertessa bringing that to the forefront.
Appreciate it.
And of course, our new girl on the block.
Yes.
Alexis.
Yes.
Her solo gaming. It's a great introduction.
Yes, but you need to broaden your horizons on solo gaming too, because you don't do that, but I do that. And I'm so glad to see someone coming in, a person of color especially, showing off solo gaming, which is so needed. Yes.
We have to work on that one. But I mean, I'm happy that there are solo gamers.
Yes.
And I'm happy that there are games that are catered to solo gamers.
Yes.
Because, we did talk about that. So it's really good that, people can play by themselves, because in this climate, especially with, COVID and all that, you may not have anybody to play with.
Yeah, we talked about it on our last episode.
Yeah, we talked about that, and I think it's a good thing. So we're so happy that she was able to fill in for We're Playing Games.
Yeah.
So that was great.
Because I don't want people, because I've heard on social media a lot of people, saying, don't bother publishers and designers doing a solo mode. They don't need to do it. But I think so. They need to. Because I think last time on our other episode, on our main Sunday show, you said that that's a segment that you can miss.
Yeah.
If you don't do it.
Yeah, segment of buyers.
A segment of people that,
if you don't have a solo variant or even a two-player variant.
Yes.
So I think that's good that we have people here who focus on solo gaming and how important it is to the hobby. So that's awesome.
That's awesome.
And then Aaron, what can I say about Aaron?
Aaron and his objects of players, his players.
His play. I don't know.
His players.
What are they? They're not.
Popcorn dice. Popcorn dice.
I don't know what Aaron's doing,
Aaron.
but he's funny, and I like the way he talks about his games, because I mean, Aaron is into it. He's in it.
But he talked about Canvas, and yes, we played Canvas, family. We have.
Yes.
It's a nice, light gateway game. Beautiful game.
It's beautiful.
But it's a little bit too gateway for me.
Maybe so, because we've been playing so many games, but it is pretty.
But I do like it.
I love the way the game is played with the sleeve, and you put different things in there, and you can see through it, and you end up with a picture. So I do like that.
I do like that too.
But Aaron and his playmates, I don't know if we're gonna playmates.
A Game Boy Micro. A Game Boy Micro.
You know what? More power to you, Aaron, and we just really love what you do.
But I know Grant loves the Metal Gear Solid on just the disc. The disc on Metal Gear Solid. I know Grant loves that. I know he loves that.
No, he really loves the Game Boy Micro.
Yes. Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
All right, and of course, Amanda Panda.
And Phantom Meeple. Yeah.
I have to be honest.
She's going to be honest, y'all.
I have to be honest.
She's going to be honest.
Roll and write games are not my thing.
It's not. But she got to broaden her horizons and taste, like Fertessa said. She got to do that.
I've done some roll and writes, and it's just not my thing. But again...
You've done one. Welcome to. She's done Welcome to. That's the only.
No. We did the other one with Kim.
Yeah,
it was
Gishon. Was that Clever? The one that everybody likes.
So I've done more than one.
Yeah, that's 2.
And so there you go. But again, all games are for everybody, but there's always a segment of the population that's gonna like something. So people love rolling rights. I'm happy that Amanda and the Phantom Meeple decided to talk about those games, because we don't talk about them very often because we don't really play them.
Well, no, I played more than you, because
yes, you have.
I know Panda. She had 3 sisters. The farming game.
Yeah.
I really like that game.
Yeah.
And I wish you would kind of broaden your horizons, because I would love to get that, because it's a really good game. It's a really good rolling
out of all the games they talked about, I really don't know any of them.
No,
you do. They did with Cat Sudoku and Walk and Roll and 3 Sisters.
Yeah, I like 3 Sisters.
Hadrian's Wall, which I've heard of Hadrian's Wall.
Yeah, we saw that because it looked a little bit like a spreadsheet.
Yeah,
it looked like a spreadsheet a little bit, but that kind of. Phantom Meeple was talking about it. He likes it, so I might look into it a little bit.
And then that Super Mega Lucky
I've heard a lot about that one. Jazz even mentioned that in another episode of OFPG Voices. So I definitely need, and I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I definitely want to look into that one. I do.
Again, I'm not a rolling right person, so I'm going to have to work on that.
She's going to have to work on that.
And Next Station London, I've never heard of that.
I never heard that one either.
But again, there's so many games out there.
It's so many. I want to look into that.
But that's what our contributors bring to the show.
Yes.
They bring a new perspective. They talk about games that we just don't have the bandwidth to cover.
That's true.
And I'm just so happy to have them bringing those new things, not only to you guys, but to us as well.
That's right. Really love those voices. Love those voices. Yes.
Here at OFPG Voices.
Yes.
So we just want to say thank you guys for watching the show today. Thanks to our contributors for being a part of such a great show. And last but certainly not least, thanks to our sponsors. We just love having you guys, support our voices. And we would love to have more sponsors. So I know at one point in time we had quite a few sponsors, and some of their contracts have expired, and that's fine. And we want more sponsors. We want to keep these voices heard, and we want to keep, being able to compensate our contributors, because this is a hobby that can be very costly. I mean, the games are expensive, and trying to go to different cons can be expensive. And if we can do something to help, enrich them in some way by, compensating them for being on this show with our sponsors, we're able to do that, and we appreciate that support. So if you're thinking about sponsoring a program, especially one that, helps underrepresented voices be heard and seen in the hobby, this is the one.
This is the one.
So
and it just don't have to be publishers. It don't have to be just publishers. It can be anybody.
Anybody who wants to sponsor the show, give us a contact. We'd love to talk to you, because we want more people, and we want to keep bringing on more contributors to this program.
Yes, and if we could have more shows, we would love to do that. More shows. But
we're not going to do that if we can't compensate people, because we think it's important that people's time is compensated, because time is valuable. And that's what we have to give in this world, our time to whatever that project or activity is. And we want to make sure people are compensated. So if you want to sponsor, contact us. We would love to have you. And that's all I want to say on that subject.
That's good. You preaching.
That's all I want to say.
She preaching. So, Starla, tell us about the amazing merch that we have. Come on. What's up?
We have
merch.
Now, you guys know we've been talking about our shirts and everything that you can get on Spring. And we have been guilty of not wearing our own merch. Now, we had some of our old, our logo shirts, original logo shirts, but we didn't have some of the new stuff we've talked about. But now we do.
We got it now.
And we want you guys to see it. And if you don't have OFPG Voices shirt, or a Good Human shirt, or Meeples for Life, or the Dice Ain't Nice, or one of those shirts that you can wear to a con or wherever you want to go, check out Spring. Support Spring. That support helps us support our channels.
Yes, it does. Our
channel.
Our shows. Yes, our shows. So, Starla, where can they find OFPG? Because we want to do the march to 20,000 subscribers. That's what we're on the road for.
Yes, we are.
Where can they find us?
Well, if you're looking for Our Family Plays Games and OFPG Voices, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course, right here on YouTube.
Right here. Now, family, thank you so much for joining us. Now, we want to let you know that the next episode for our next OFPG Voices is August 10th. Again, that's August 10th. And family, also, we want to let you know that we're going to be in Des Moines, Iowa, July 29th through the 31st at Cardboard Caucus. So if you want to come see us, we're going to be doing a live show. We're going to be playing some games. So come on down to Des Moines or wherever you come from. Come up, come down, whatever. Come on to Des Moines, Iowa, and check us out so we can play some games, family. But one thing I want to say, hey, keep coming with the questions. We're going to keep talking back, comments, whatever. We love hearing from you. But there's one thing, and I mean there's one thing we always want you to know, family. We love you. Bye.